last video. Okay, so this is the conduction of the heart. This is going to show you the electrical flow throughout the heart. The heart is a pretty cool organ altogether. It's not only my favorite, but if a heart was outside of a body, it would be able to beat on its own because it has its ability to do that all on its own, which is really cool. So we're going to talk about the electricity that kind of runs through there. The brain does control the heart, but it does not have to tell it to beat because it will do it on its own. Okay. So again, we need to kind of figure out the electrical flow through the heart that makes all of this possible. Okay. So with this, we have the major spot where that signal is going to be started. And we kind of talk about that being up over here in the kind of top left corner, the top right corner, whatever, top right corner of the person's right atrium. Okay. And we call this guy the SA node or the sinoatrial node. And again, like I said, he's also called SA node. Okay. SA node for short. Duh. So if you want to call it SA node, that's fine. I don't call it sinoatrial node ever, but just so you know what SA stands for. Okay, so the sinoatrial node is going to kind of start everything off. He's going to be the kind of the original messenger to start a beat to happen. Okay, so when a beat does occur, you don't have everything beating at the same time. The whole heart does not contract all at once to push blood through somewhere and then relaxes. It does it in a very systematic way because otherwise the heart would not beat properly. So we have the top of the heart that's going to contract first, and then we're going to have it relax. The bottom part is going to contract, and then it's going to relax, and everybody's going to take a nice little breather. So it'll be beat, beat, relax, beat, beat, relax, beat, beat, relax. Okay. So in order for that to happen, you understand that electricity works extremely fast, and inside of your heart is no different. So you'll have the electricity that's going to flow through the heart extremely quickly. So we have to have ways for that to flow through, and then we also have to have ways to kind of slow that down so that we can get that beat from the top and then beat from the bottom without it beating at the same time. Okay. So we have the sinoatrial node, so we've got to tell the rest of the upper chambers of the heart to beat. Okay. So we need to share that information. So we're going to kind of send messengers out like so, okay? And that's going to let the rest of the top of the heart know that it needs to beat. So this electricity is flowing in this direction, okay? So it's going to be sent out to the rest of the top of the heart. And when that happens, the entire top of the heart is going to beat, okay? And then we're going to get to this area down here, and we're going to have another little guy here. He's also going to be known as a node, but he's in a different location, so he's not going to be an SA node, but he will be called an AB or atrioventricular node. Okay, so he's in between the atrium and the ventricles, so atrioventricular is an appropriate name for this guy. Like I said, sometimes it makes sense the way these are named, and sometimes it's not. It just kind of depends on what's going on. But to me, that makes perfect sense. But that's what he's named. So he's also the AV node. So Mr. AV node is about to send this signal down to the ventricles to let the ventricles know to contract. But like I said, electricity works extremely fast. So AV node is also responsible for slowing down that signal just a hair so that we can get that beat up here and beat down here before so that this has time to contract and relax before this one contracts and relaxes. Okay. So that delay has to happen. So AV node is responsible for that. Otherwise, you would have everything beating at the same time. Okay, so AV node is going to do that. You're going to have this nice little block kind of nerves coming out here. And this is called bundle of His. Okay, it's also referred to as the AV bundle or the atrioventricular bundle. Just kind of depends on who you are. But bundle of His, this is the guy's last name. It's on his blah blah blah. Okay. German, I believe. I can't remember my nationality. Sorry. Somewhere. Anywho, so bundle of His right there, and then we're going to have two things coming off of that. So if we just came off of a bundle and we came off into two separate sections, we're going to call them branches. So these are called bundle branches. Makes perfect sense. I love it. Okay. So again, we're going to have our right and our left one. We have right and left bundle branches. Okay. So we've got our right and left bundle branches there. So we have told the top of the heart to beat. We have slowed the signal down at the AV node. We have now split the signal off into two sections to go down the two sides of the right and the left ventricles, but we need to let the rest of the ventricles know. Okay, so we need to continue sending on that signal out to everybody else. So now that I said that we had a bundle and then we had branches, a lot of people want to name these roots and they're not, but they're fibers. It's close. Okay. This is also named for somebody else. So again, it's not a cute little name like ventricular fibers or ventricular roots. It's not anything like that. Again, guy named it after himself. This guy, I believe, was Austrian. Anyways, his name is Purkinje. So these are Purkinje fibers. Okay. So this is the way that the electricity is going to flow. It's going to start here at the SA node. It's going to travel, let the rest of the atrium know that it needs to contract, come down here to the AV node. It's going to get shared with the bundle of His. It's going to come down the right and left bundle branches, and then it's going to come out the Purkinje fibers like this. Okay, so that as that electricity flows, okay, top of the heart will beat, a little bit of a delay. The rest of the heart realizes that it needs to beat, and then it will beat. Okay, so in class we'll look at EKGs and we'll look at how this is turned into an EKG and how we can analyze that and look at it more closely.